GSL.
Welcome back to the GSL Code S, where we are in our 5th and final best of 3. It's going to be between Symbol, who just took out Marine King Prime, and the first player he played against in this entire group, which is actually going to be Squirtle.
Daybreak is actually the map that we saw early already. It was the second map in the first best of 3 that Squirtle and the Symbol played today, and Symbol was, well, he lost. He lost both of these games against Squirtle, so definitely something that he has to consider right now. He has to do something else. Every single time Squirtle hit with these attacks, he had a great timing. He was using his Stalkers over and over again with Blink, and Symbol knows that this is not going to be easy. Squirtle, on the other hand, losing the winner's match to MC. Both of them really tensed up now.
Yeah, and I don't blame them. I mean, this is
not at all
the 5th and final deciding match. And if I'm Symbol right now, I am a lot more stressed than Squirtle. Squirtle has already beaten this guy, took him out super quick, made it look easy, as you said earlier, and at this point, I would be a little bit scared. I would actually be more than a little bit scared and concerned about my chances getting out of the group. But he just took out the King of Marines.
I think, though, that Symbol has a lot more emotions invested into this. Every time I see Squirtle in the booth, he looks really calm, collected, focusing on the next game.
That's Symbol out for you, man.
Yeah, Symbol, on the other hand, he was so upset when he lost earlier, and this roller coaster of emotions, is it gonna affect him? We'll find out now. The game is about to start, ladies and gentlemen. Daybreak, Squirtle against Symbol, game 1 here at the GSL Code S. To the top right, once again in the red, starting for the StarTale game. In the last best of 3 of the day, we have our Protoss player. This is
StarTale Squatter.
One Protoss already advanced. Will we have another Protoss in the next round of Code S?
His opponent, bottom left, in the blue. On the creep from the team TSL, he is
TSL Symbol.
TSL Symbol. He looks really tense actually right now.
Yeah, the entire time. I think he's really a lot more emotional about this than Squirtle. Yes.
Oh, look at that.
How many of these sheets does he actually have?
I don't know, man. If you were MC's girlfriend, wouldn't you make that many too?
Have you seen me draw something?
No. No, I have not.
You would beg me to stop drawing because you would go blind a little bit more every single time that I show you one of my drawings.
You and I should have a drawing contest.
No.
I'm also terrible. Like, I'm really bad.
I can draw a butterfly, that's all there is.
I can't draw a butterfly. I mean, I can draw anything, but will it look like what you told me to draw? I'm not sure. I can't promise anything. Symbol sitting both drones. He's going to take his 3rd before his natural if Squirtle continues this. He wants the nat, though.
Oh, starting to... Oh, wow.
He's fine with it. He's fine with it. He's already got his drone in his position here.
He has the drone for the natural, well, for the 3rd base. Oh. I could never be a pro player because I would die in the booth. I would just die. At some point they would be like, oh my god, he's not using his minerals, he doesn't do anything. They would check my APM. I would be down at 0 and they would be like, oh my god, his keyboard broke. And then they have the shot of me lying in the booth and I'm just scroll over the table. I'm like, Dad, have a heart attack?
I more so imagine you like the Wicked Witch of the West, like being hit by water and you're just in the booth and you get so stressed out and you just suddenly melt. You're like, I'm melting!
No, I wouldn't melt. I would either have a heart attack and die, or I would lose and crush something. Crush nerds. They would have to throw nerds in there so I could kill them to calm down a little bit before I go out of the booth. They couldn't let me lose on this audience. That would not go well.
That's pretty violent, man.
I know. That's why I'm not a pro player. You should thank me.
If you ever consider it, I will highly advise against it.
I will tell you first so that you can leave the country in time.
Yeah. Well, I might have to hire somebody to take care of you. But the thing is, like, normally I hire you to take care of stuff like this, but in this case, I don't know. I'm like, who do I hire to hit a hitman? I don't know.
It's a lost situation, I think. Well, yep, but coming back to the point, they must be so stressed out. This is like crazy. Symbol already looked a little bit agitated early on, but right now we have him up against Squirtle again, and Squirtle he's a little bit like an Iceman as well, an ice-cold killer, and he's so collected. You said it earlier, the StarTale players, and you're actually right. They just seem so calm. I'm not sure if they're just hiding their emotions or they're really this cool, but if you can shut out all the emotions and just focus on the game at hand, that's just such a great ability to have. We have the 3 bases now, and we have him, of course, once again droning up. We said it earlier in this matchup, it's all about the drones, the probe scout in the early game. Squirtle has to have a probe somewhere to scout what exactly is going on, and this is the one. That's also the one thing that Symbol has to do, kill it. Force it back, kill it. As soon as the Protoss player has a probe on the map and can't just build a couple of pylons that you don't see, you are in a lot of trouble. There's a big problem just coming right your base. We've seen this actually at Assembly. In one of the games, Mana was actually lucky enough. He scouted with one of it. Mana eventually won DreamHack, but in the earlier, I think it was the round of 16, he scouted the Zerg player. He had the probe in the base, and well, the Zerg scouted everywhere, but he didn't find the probe. And Mana was only having the probe there to scout, but he realized, well, apparently you don't find my probe. Build a pylon and the game was over. And this can happen to you here as well. If you don't find the probe and you have a sense of false safety and you act accordingly, then suddenly a warp-in might just kill you.
That's true. It can be really stressful as well when you've already seen your opponent is researching +1 at the Forge. And interestingly, we have Symbol taking double gases at his 3rd base rather than at his natural or in his main. And this is something that would throw somebody off if they scouted it, and will also make it harder for him to scout in general, as Overlord trying to escape, and it looks like he will find his place there. But the lair is on the way. We do see 3 and 4 gases being taken now. And is Mutas going to be the tech of choice for him? Probably, but not necessarily. And look at this. We may see an identical timing push. He is getting a Twilight Council the Robo. We may just see +2 Blink Stalker attack all over again.
It worked well the first time, so why change a winning strategy? Why change something that worked already so well against the opponent earlier? But on the other hand, well, Symbol has to ask himself. Symbol knows he lost on this map. So he has to think about, what am I going to do to change things up a little bit today? What am I going to do in the second encounter to make sure that this does not happen again? And we'll find out soon. I actually think that he's going for the Infestation Pit this time. The last time he, well, he already has this tech with the Infestation Pit. He needs, there they are, the gateways. And he's going, is
he actually going, yeah, 8 again. For a second I thought it was 9, so you had that same moment where you thought it was 9 last time.
3 Overseers? Oh, wow. He wants to scout what's going on. And yeah.
He will. He knows what's up. Actually,
drop play once again.
Okay, yeah, he's going to see. I was like, if he doesn't see this, it's bad. Oh, the Changeling needs to get the Changeling! Oh!
Why drop? I mean, call me crazy, but why drop when you know your... I mean, by now he knows. Why going for the drop when you know that your opponent has Blink and is going to attack you? What is the drop play? What are Overlords actually... What are they going to accomplish?
Well, I don't think he's going to actually follow through with it, but it's going to be something he can do later. He's going to see the Nexus here, but I think he knows it's a fake.
Of course, if he survives, it's great. Then you can put a couple of roaches in your Overlords and can drop your opponent in the main base and at the natural as well, maybe at the 3rd. Then it's awesome. But right now, what does this accomplish
well,
for the
Are you saying he should cancel it?
I would cancel it and try to get a tech going on here. Well, yeah, there is the third, so it's Symbol is not committing as much as he did the last time. The last time he cancelled actually his third base and went through with the attack. If he doesn't do it right now, then the drop play might be exactly what Symbol needs in order to put on the pressure in the mid game.
I like the drop choice.
I like it too, but just think about what would have happened if we see the exactly same attack that we've seen the last time. He would just die.
Yeah, probably.
He can't do anything against the blink.
But again, even if you scout this, you don't know if it's just powering up for a third or not. And in this case, he's not going to cancel next. He even saw the cannon there, so he knows, okay, he's not gonna actually attack me this time. Nexus finishes, and now the gates that he made, even though they were really threatening, are just going to be purely for powering up to hit, hold his third base and potentially hit a timing like we saw yesterday with a bunch of Stalkers before Broodlords are out. We could see something like that. But very likely, we're just going to see Symbol stream Roaches across the map now. He's going to attack on one location, drop the other. And, yeah, it's risky to commit a lot of resources to this, but it's going to pay off.
In this case, it's going to pay off. If Symbol would have repeated the same attack that he did in the last game, he would have simply died because he could not stop the Stalkers from blinking. But with what we have right now, this drop is going to do a lot of damage. We talked about it a little bit the first time they met each other. If you put pressure onto the third base, which is exactly what he does right now, he baits the units to the third and then he will drop. And the observer is in the wrong position.
Yep.
Are those Stalkers?
Yeah, he actually has Stalkers in position, but he's moving them right now. This is so stressful.
Of course he's moving them. He has to defend.
Yeah.
He's posturing at the third, and he's like, well, that's not really... I need those Stalkers.
Yeah,
and
this
now
is
there
so
comes the huge drop in the main base. Oh, there it is. There it is. This time it works. He sees it. He moves back. Go in.
Oh man, this is not good. The third base is under attack, and so is the main.
Here comes the drop play.
Here it
Hello,
comes.
sir. How are you doing?
He's got an Immortal here, but it's going to be dropped on with Zerglings as well as Roaches. Guardian Shield is up. Force Field's going down, but they don't stop.
These
dropping
units are useless right now.
He's defending neither really his main or his third base, as the Roaches at the third are taking out every Stalker.
But it's still a little bit of a numbers game. The ramp, it died everything. The Immortals are down. The Stalkers are trying to escape. He doesn't micro them right now. This is a big problem, and suddenly we have Symbol with 190 supply against 80. This time it works. Symbol is able to claim victory. Squirtle not committing to the early attack. He's trying to make the third base work. This time he does not cancel it. Only one worker killed, but what does it matter when your whole tech is gone?
Yeah, everything is gone for him right now. I mean, yeah, he's still got the ability to warp and blink Stalkers. He's got +3. Did finish up here, but I mean, he's so far behind in supply. It's 174 to 195, and his third base is under attack again. He's going to defend it this time, no problem, especially because his cannons still remain alive, and he's got blink, +3 on these Stalkers. He'll defend here, 100%, but will he be able to remax? I mean, he's got to deal with a second wave of drops here.
And that's the thing. If Symbol keeps the pressure on, he will win. If he falls back, he might just lose because the economy of Squirtle is still intact. But his army is gone, and he has not the production. Now all those gates are going to die, and as soon as the production capabilities of the Protoss are gone, this is going to be GG. 103 supply. Not gonna happen, buddy. Third base is being attacked, it's being assailed here. GG!
Symbol takes game 1.
He takes the risk, he goes for the drop strategy again, he executes the same build that he executed in the first game, and this time Squirtle is not attacking. Against Blinkstalker, against a Blinkstalker push, Symbol would have had a huge problem without Fungus, without anything to work. He took the gamble and he was rewarded. This time it worked, and well, Squirtle just stood there. He was dropped, and we talked a bit about these Stalkers that he had in the main base, and he pulled them off because Symbol attacked the third. He was like, damn, I have to defend down here. I need those Stalkers. I cannot defend without them. And as soon as they were gone, Symbol moves in with the Overlord, drops him, and Squirtle is down a game. He's just shaking his head. He's like, ah.
Game 2 is going to be, of course, on Entombed Valley. Everybody expects this. If Protoss loses, it's his map choice. It's going to be Entombed Valley as the second game. And what sort of attack will we see from Squirtle this time? I feel like, I mean, he picked Entombed Valley, which I have jokingly nicknamed Vortex Valley because it often is determined by Vortexes on the Mothership versus Broodlords at the Protoss' fourth. But we have seen players like yesterday. We saw Seed go for a big attack just really early on without taking that fourth base, without Mothership tech. And I feel like if Squirtle wants to do something like this, he has shown great timing attacks already early today. He might do it just again.
Yeah, he might as well. Usually we have exactly what you just said, this game that evolves around the very late game. You called it actually a Vortex Valley, which is a really good description of what we usually see when there's a Protoss against a Zerg. But yesterday we saw a different style. We saw Seed changing up, and he could do something similar today, Squirtle that is. So this is going to be very interesting. Of course, we expect the late game, we expect the standard game for this map, but let's see what Squirtle has up its sleeve.
We'll find out indeed. Symbol just one win away from advancing to the round of 8. We'll see if Squirtle can repeat his last season performance and come back and beat him 2-1. This is the GSL Odash with Calder and Wolf.